What were you just doing?
My dog done run off.
What happened to your dog?
Oh, I was out checking on the seedlings in the greenhouse. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Because you're in Tennessee.
And I had him out there with me, and next thing I know, dog done run off. I had to run down to the square or the circle to get him.
Oh, no. Was he chasing a squirrel?
No, he's just meandering.
Rabbit in the yard? You know those cottontails that get into your garden, Bobbi. Oh, my gosh. We are here in Tennessee. And believe it or not, this is a podcast. It is the Making Waves VO podcast presented by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
All right, Bobbi.
I do have to tell you, since we were talking like that, yesterday I booked a pretty cool gig. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be playing in the Tennessee State Capitol building in their what's it called? Exhibit center, their exhibit area.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's like a museum narration, and I am country.
I love that, and you're perfect for it because a friend sent me like last night at like 9:00. They sent me a text. And it was a posting for a job, and it's like looking for an authentic Southern male accent. And, you know, I can do it all day, Bobbi.
Yeah.
I can do it all day.
You're from Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm Arkansas, Tennessee, and, you know, I've lived in Florida, too. But anyway, Florida. But anyway, I'm getting to the point, though, but they put on there, but don't DM me and say you can do an amazing Southern accent because she said, because I am gravy veined and I know, or something like that. I'm gravy veined. I don't know. It came from a friend, but I didn't recognize who the poster was. But they were basically like saying, no, you've got to be legit. And that's the world we're in, right? Everything's got to be legit. And I've heard people that say they do a Southern accent, and I'm like, that's trash, yo. That is trash. Anyway, yeah, you can't fake it. It's got to be authentic. Well, congrats on the Tennessee State Capitol gig. Yeah,
it's actually an era a long time ago. I don't want to go into too much specifics because I haven't recorded yet. But yeah, it's history, and I'm just so tickled about it.
That is so cool. It sounds like plum tickled. Oh, if I was any better, I'd need two of me. I was trying to. That's something. I haven't seen you since you're not knee high to a coyote.
Kevinisms. Growing up.
Oh, I got a bunch of them. Y'all come on back. We're gonna cut a watermelon directly.
You crack me up every time I tell you some bad news or something. You'll say, "Oh, bless."
Oh, bless.
And I've heard that means bad things, so.
Yeah, I've got it from my mom because I don't know if I've told this story, but my mom, she would always call me when somebody died, you know. Hey, Kevin, you remember Jim McGillicuddy? And I'm like, no, doesn't ring a bell, Mom. She was like, well, he was in Little Rock. You worked with him. And I'm like, oh, okay. McGill. I'm like, you just to appease. I'm like, I still don't remember. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Little Rock. I think I remember, Mom. Yeah. Well, he died.
you know it's coming.
Oh, so I get it honest.
I want to meet Betty someday.
Oh, that's sweet. She would love to meet you too. She still thinks that, she doesn't quite. She knows what I do. She knows that I read commercials and stuff, and she knows she hears my voice, but still hasn't quite wrapped her head around the voiceover aspect of it, and she just always thinks I have an advertising agency. So, and I kind of have a production agency in a way, I guess. But anyway, she knows, Kevin, did I hear you on a car commercial in El Dorado? I'm like, you probably did, Mom.
El Dorado.
You probably did. Yeah, not El Dorado. In Arkansas, it's El Dorado.
Okay.
My goodness. So you've had a good week, Bobbi?
Yes, I have had a good week. I just heard a fellow voice talent. I didn't hear. I saw it on social media talking about the industry, how it's not as productive for this person as it used to be, and I replied to them and I said I totally get it. It's not the same business, even what it was 5 or 10 years ago, and she's found a little side gig, and I said good. That that'll take you to a better place in your head, just to be able to do that. And I've heard so many voice talent talking about that lately.
Yeah, me too.
Especially us mature ones.
Yeah. But I tell you, I was talking to an industry leader. I'll throw quotes around that, but they are an industry leader, and we were chatting about myself actually, and I'm like, I've got a certain sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could do characters, but they're characters, or I can dial into certain things that are channeled through Kevin. But overall, this is how I sound. Like, this is me. My voice has a depth to it and all these things. And we were talking about that. But she was saying, thankfully, that's coming back around. And I am starting to hear, and we've talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to hear more announcer stuff that just straight up deeper voiced announcer guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
You seen it too?
I'm seeing more of the word announcer in auditions and less of conversational, thank God.
Yeah. And the conversational thing will always be around. And this announcer vibe that we're doing nowadays is like, it's kind of a conversational announcer. It's still announcer, but, it's going to be the warm announcer, or it's going to be the friendly announcer, or the charming announcer, all those different things.
Yeah.
But I love it, and they're referencing like, listen to this spot or check this spot out. And it's a straight up announcer. I'm like, I love this.
Don't go anywhere. The Making Waves VO podcast returns in a moment.
Finding the right gear for your voiceover work shouldn't be stressful or expensive. At Full Compass, we make it easy with top quality equipment at competitive prices and free same-day shipping. With nearly 50 years of experience and a team of certified product experts, we're your one-stop shop for mics, interfaces, software, and more. Get free expert advice. Call 800-356-5844. And for unbeatable prices, go to fullcompass.com. Full Compass. We know VO.
People are probably wondering why we didn't play the intro, why we didn't do our normal open and normal tease and stuff like that. This is a big day on the Making Waves VO podcast. And I just wanted to be straight and just talk serious and just kind of, just let it all out there, let it all fly and do one last hurrah. Because if I'm not, unless something comes up, if we might get a wild hair, but this, I think, is it for the Making Waves VO podcast. I'm not going to put it all on Bobbi. I'm not going to put it all on Kevin. We kind of, we're going to call it a mutual decision, Bobbi, to just take a break for a while for sure, because there's so many things going on. And we've had a wonderful 6 to 7 year run of podcast.
Oh, yeah. You're not telling them I'm breaking up with you?
No. It's funny because the wonderful folks at Full Compass, and I hope you will still patronize them. We were talking, huh?
I said absolutely they will.
Yeah. And I was talking to them and kind of saying, hey, we're going to take a long-term break. Will we be back? We don't know. We might have a reunion show. It might be like the Brady Bunch. And let's do some reunion shows, variety style. We'll do some singing and dancing. And no. But I was talking to them, and the first thing he was like, oh my gosh, are you and Bobbi okay? And I'm like, yeah, we're okay. And I'm like, we've been
Kevin's
friends.
Like, what have you heard?
Yeah. Do you know something I don't? Yeah. No, but you and I have been friends, and we hit it off like the moment we met in person. We hit it off as friends, and that's not going to change. Bobbi is like family to me, and hopefully I'm the same to her. And certainly in this work environment, we've been husband and wife for years now.
Yeah.
So we're taking a break, Bobbi. I'm going to let you talk now. I'm going to take a break. Tell us about this. Tell us your thoughts and, the impetus of these thoughts and feelings, because I'm kind of there with you on a lot of this.
Well, I compare it to when I left radio, which was just over 10 years ago. And I was kind of getting disheartened with it. And I'm not saying that about voiceover. I'm just saying I started looking at, the spots that I was doing for the station. And I did have a few little clients every once in a while. And I thought, I really love doing that. I'm not so much in radio. I mean, there were some great days, but a lot of times it's just like the industry was changing and I just didn't feel it in my heart anymore.
Yeah.
And so I went to voiceover full time. Best decision ever. And it's been 10 amazing years. And I think in the past year, because we've hit this spot before. And we took a couple months off last summer. But I think I'm getting to the point I love doing the work. I just want more in my life. And I've got 3 grandbabies now. And
Wow.
and I started dabbling in photography.
What?
Yeah, I've been taking pictures with my cell phone for a while now. And everybody always says, you take such great pictures. So I started just going out when I'm on trips and just, working with angles and color, the filters on that. And so I was like, I really like doing this. I'm feeling a passion again. So Steve got me a really nice digital camera, and I'm just going around and just taking pictures of what I like. I don't expect to monetize from it. I just enjoy it. And, there's my garden, which how much we love to garden. And it's just, my heart isn't in enough to make it a weekly thing because I don't want to take anything away from the listeners. Does that make sense?
Oh, I understand. It does make sense. If you're going to do this, you want to do it 100%,
right.
And you want your heart to be in it,
right.
100%. And so I get that. And so Bobbi, she approached me with this, and I totally understand. I mean, goodness, she's got 3 grandbabies, and that's reason enough.
Yeah,
so any kind of extra moments that she could spend, that Bobbi can spend with her grandbabies, that's worth it right there. And so when she talked to me about it, Bobbi, I think I kind of mentioned to you that I'd gone through several scenarios in my head. It's like, well, do I carry on and just do Sammy solo and do it by myself? Do I carry on and get Lacey to help me with this and be a co-host? Do I seek another co-host possibly? Or do I rotate co-hosts where, just every week is a different person with me and doing the thing? But then as I'm wrapping my head around that stuff and I'm thinking of the freedom, and now it's not, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's not as bad as it used to be since we got Lacey helping us so much. She's fantastic. But it's still, we have to prepare for it. We have to schedule it. We have to, yuck it up and be in a good mood and do our thing. And we have to stop whatever we're doing. If we're right in the middle of a sweet audition that we feel like we're nailing and we want to do a couple more takes, oh, no, there's the alarm going off. I got to do a pod.
And we also have to have our finger on the pulse of the industry to be able to talk about it like we do. And that takes, being on social a lot, and it takes, continuing education. And that's more time. Everything is more time.
Yep. That's a great point to bring up because we do research. When we do topics, we like to know a little bit about those topics. When we had Dr. Gupta on, I was like doing a deep dive on her history and all her background and all this stuff, which you should do if you want to put together a solid podcast. But it's just like Bobbi said, it's the time that is involved. It may seem minimal, but it really is, and it weighs on you a lot. And we've been doing this 7 years, Bobbi.
There's a 7-year itch, Kev.
Isn't that funny?
Is that Roseanne Cash that did that?
Yeah, well, she did 7-year ache. That's
right.
But 7-year itch is a thing. Let's see. I want to check something. I'm just going to see a couple of things. And while I'm doing this, I wanted to just kind of throw this out there. In terms of your bubbling photography career, if you need a model, my right calf is very photogenic.
Is there a tat on it though?
No tat. It's clean. It's ready for Abercrombie and Fitch if they're advertising socks. My right calf is money. It has never made me any money, but I feel like that's probably the most photogenic part of my body.
That's funny. That is funny.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
From the man who wears black socks with white gym shoes. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on now. That's not me. That's not me. And the Making Waves VO podcast will be right back. Bobbi, Full Compass has their finger on the pulse of technology in terms of how it applies to us, we voice actors, musicians, and corporations as well for high-end audio and video equipment. But for we voice actors, they are really staying on top of things. As a matter of fact, Yamaha has had some really cool things drop recently.
Yeah, they have some new product launches. This one really caught my eye. The Yamaha MGX series, the digital mixers there. They come with advanced HDMI USB capture and HDMI pass-through functions. Now, I know you use this kind of stuff. Plus, they enable seamless integration of your high-definition video if you need that, streaming setups, and so much more.
So check that out on the website. Oh, by the way, at fullcompass.com, they have redesigned their website homepage. So it's going to be easier to use. It's a better interface. Make sure you look at the bargains that are going on with Full Compass because they've always got something on sale that's going to save you money. And can we just brag about Full Compass for just a second, and specifically, Bobbi, their fearless leader?
Can I give a little sister power here?
Yeah.
Because I'm all about that. Susan Lipp. She was named the NAMM, the N-A-M-M, She Rocks Female Entrepreneur of the Year. And at the awards, she was honored with that, a really powerful recognition of her decades of leadership, advocacy, and innovation in the music products industry. So you rock, Susan, literally.
That is awesome, and it's just one more reason to feel good about doing business with Full Compass. So make sure you go to fullcompass.com. If you want to talk to somebody about your gear and your gear needs and you want a personal consultation, they will do that absolutely for you and give you the best expert advice without any pressure to sell you anything. Their number is 800-356-5844. And Bobbi, they have a shipping policy, right?
Yeah, if it's over $49, absolutely free.
So check it out, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
I'm just pulling up some stats. Our listenership is up 22% in 26.
Of course it is.
Of course it is, right when we're pulling the plug on it. But we reached, I want to say it was 50,000 downloads a little while back.
Love it.
Yeah, and we've had, just some great, I'm trying to do some, we've had some great people from all over the world listening. Looking at the countries again, of course, the United States has the most percentage of listenership with 46%. This is stunning to me. Why are we so popular in Singapore? 29% of our listenership is in Singapore, and then followed by Canada at 17%. And then it just goes down to microcosms.
That is interesting about Singapore.
That is wild.
I would guess either there's a lot of people want to get into voiceover there, or there's a lot of people who are into producing or managing podcasts overall.
Maybe
do you
so.
get those? Do you get those emails from time to time? I'd love to be the producer, or they market your podcast.
Yeah. Those typically go to my spam. So yeah, but I do when I pop open my spam, it's like, oh my gosh, another form fill out, trying to help me with my search engine optimization, and
yeah, websites for sure.
Yeah, that's exhausting. It's exhausting. Bobbi, do you have any favorite memories from the pod? I mean, there's a bunch. We've had some really good times.
I've always liked our VO Atlanta.
The live house parties.
House parties.
Yeah.
Those are always fun because we get so many incredible guests on there, and it's just so loose, and everybody I think feels as relaxed as we do. So it's just like you're shocked at some things that come out of people's mouths.
Yeah. People loosen up and they say how it is and all this stuff. Those have been amazing. One of my, talking about big moments in the pod is we won, awards.
True.
So we've got to be proud of that. We were nominated multiple times. We've won more than once.
I was hoping it to be three's a charm.
To go out on top.
Thanks,
right?
Ann.
Yeah, Ann Gangusa has a great podcast.
She does have a great podcast.
You can dive in and listen to that one. And there are a bunch of great podcasts about voiceover out there. One of the moments that stands out to me, though, Bobbi, was when we had Joe Cipriano on right at COVID, right at the beginning of COVID. We recorded the week that everything was kind of hinting at shutting down. And Joe Cipriano, the kind guy, the mindful guy that he is, he called us back and he's like, look, y'all, the world is really weird. Can we re-record a segment to kind of address the pandemic thing that's happening and all that? And I just thought, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was so nice and cool, but it was kind of a sobering moment. And we just didn't know what to expect. And then we went through COVID because I believe that recording was in March, right on the cusp of everything happening.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite guest memories.
And that did change voiceover probably of anything ever. That changed the biggest moment.
Huge. I had, in 2019, I think I had my best VO year to date. And then when COVID happened, I took a dip because automotive, it was the whole chip thing. They couldn't get chips because everybody was shut down. They couldn't get chips for the cars. And so they had to stop manufacturing cars. And then the automotive advertising just went wah, wah, wah.
Oh, yeah.
So as that being a big part of my job, I took a pretty big hit during COVID, as you did too, I'm sure, Bobbi.
Oh, absolutely. But it's funny when I look back on the income for all those years, 2020 was actually up more than 2019.
Interesting.
Because I have that warm
health.
Yeah, I had that warm voice, like everything's going to be okay,
Yeah.
I got hired a lot for that year.
And I've heard that about a lot of people, that they actually had a bump in their earnings in 2020.
Yeah. I think
That's
if you had that sincere, caring voice, you probably did get extra work.
Yeah.
Gosh, that seems so long ago now. Yeah,
I know, doesn't it? And I remember among our very first pods that we did, when we called it the Middle Class VO Podcast, we just talked, and that's how the podcast started. Was we just had long conversations about the voiceover business, and we were like, we should be recording this, and turn it into a podcast, and that's kind of how it happened. Can you think back of any fond memories with guests that we've had, Bobbi? I know we talked about VO Atlanta, but we've had so many amazing guests on.
You know who was really fun was Bridget Reel.
Oh my gosh.
I think we laughed through half of that. I mean, she's a funny girl anyway, but I don't know what it was. I guess the three of us were just super, fun that day, in a good mood. And it was hilarious.
Yeah. And honestly, I told you all the scenarios that went through my head in terms of, should I do it solo? Should I get another co-host, Lacey, guests and all that stuff? Bridget was the first person I thought of if I was going to pivot to another talent.
I can see that. Hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for she's on a much different schedule than you are.
Yeah, that's the only problem is she's in between U.S. and Europe time. But anyway, we're taking a break for a little while. Bridget was fun. Dave Fenoy. Let's tell the Dave Fenoy being on the podcast story.
You go for it.
And Dave and I are buddies, so I feel like I could tell this story now. It was so hilarious.
It was.
So we were excited to have Dave Fenoy on. And it was for the podcast. You know, the podcast is a question-answer format, you know, typically softball questions, nothing too controversial. And we have Dave on, and we bring him on and introduce him. And Dave, how are you, man? Hey, great, everybody. Doing really good. And then Dave goes into a monologue of a presentation for voice acting for video games. He's talking for probably, 10 minutes straight, Bobby?
At least.
And he's doing his whole curriculum.
And we're texting each other.
Yeah, Bobby and I, that's right. We were texting each other. What do we do? How do we get him to stop?
Right, say something.
And so finally, I think I interjected, hey, Dave, this is great, man. But I didn't know if you knew the format of the podcast that we're doing, but we were going to ask questions. He's like, oh, no, I thought you just wanted me to present. Oh, no. And we had a good laugh. And so Bobby and I went back and post, and we just structured the whole interview, and we peppered in questions during his 15-minute monologue. But that was good. That's a fun memory.
We had some great serious conversations. The women of color in voiceover, Karen Clark's, what we were just talking about at the front, where, the industry has changed for her. And I'm trying to think who else. I mean,
Trey and Krista when we did the racism voiceover.
Yeah, and Danielle Famble was another one.
And Danielle Famble, yep. Those are some big moments. I'll tell you, I think the most fun I had was with you and I, just kind of yucking it up and just doing our thing.
Yeah. One in particular?
Yeah. There was one we did a couple of years ago. I think it was the first time we did the Amazon reviews.
Oh, my God. That was such a great idea.
That should be a radio bit for somebody.
It really should.
Or I'll allow somebody permission if they want to steal that idea of reading Amazon reviews, and the juxtaposition that I feel works is having a female reading male reviews, and then vice versa. And then, having a little fun with it, doing a little funny voice. But yeah, we love those. However, we came up with the nightmare session so long ago.
Yes.
So if you do anything related to a nightmare session, maybe you'll give us some credit.
How long have we been doing nightmare session?
Oh, because we incorporated a bunch of benchmarks, in the beginning, and that was the one that was the benchmark. That was the one that was it. It was
and the cold read challenge was some really classic ones.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. Joe Cipriano had an amazing cold read challenge. Jeff Bell had an amazing cold read challenge when I had him read I'm Just a Girl, the song by No Doubt, the lyrics. I told him it was just some poetry to read it in a manly style, deliberate and, alpha. I'm just a girl. Oh, poor little me. He just sounded so funny.
He was. Everybody has nailed it. I mean, everybody just, it's like one take, they nail it.
Yeah, our good friend Rob Reed, when I had him do the fish boner, it was a fish boner, which was an actual direct response thing. It was something that was filleted your fish. It removed the backbone really quickly, but it was called the fish boner or something. And hearing Rob, you need the fish boner. You'll love the fish boner.
And the Making Waves VO podcast will be right back.
Wondering which mic fits your voice? How to dial in your booth? Or which interface to make your sound shine? Full Compass has been guiding pros for nearly 50 years, so you can trust them to help build your perfect VO setup. From essentials like mics, headphones, and cables to advanced gear like mixers, DAWs, and interfaces, Full Compass has you covered. Get free expert advice. Call 800-356-5844. And for unbeatable prices, go to fullcompass.com. Full Compass. We know VO.
I think he's probably been our most used guest because we're both pretty tight with Rob.
Yeah, I want to say him. Well, now him and Bridget. Because if we go VO Atlanta,
yeah, that's true.
Remember Bridget? I think had made her fourth appearance. Rob was at least 3. Maybe you're right. He might have been on like 5 times, including the VO Atlanta house party episodes. What about guffaws? Can we? I've said some dumb things on here that I've regretted, of course, and it's like, oh well, that was just me in the moment. I don't think it was anything, not anything mean-spirited or anything, but I just, could have chosen different words, or I don't know.
Well, I know that I do that, Kevin. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so sometimes I'll just blab things out, because I'm thinking I'm only in a conversation with somebody, and afterwards I'll go, oh, does that reveal, a side of my personality? But we're like, nah, keep it in.
That's right. I'm trying to think back to all the things. But it's been a good run.
It has.
It has been fun, and we're still here. We're not going anywhere. We're still working hard.
You want to make a little pact? You want to make a pact? If we're both retired and we're just really bored, in our respective nursing homes or wherever they're going to put you, I don't know.
Looney bin.
We'll keep our microphones and we'll start up a podcast.
All right. I love that. That is very good. Or if there's a unique situation that calls for it and we want to.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. We might just throw one out there wild. So don't unfollow. We've got many episodes archived that you can check out. And we're so grateful to Full Compass for sponsoring us and, making us feel like we're big time. And thank you as a listener for, giving them business. They're a great company. They're family owned and they've been doing great things since the 70s. And they're just good people. And I like doing business with them myself.
Yeah. Really and they were part of our podcast a couple of times at VO Atlanta too, and it all worked out well.
Yep. Very good. Let's see. Any final words, Bobbi?
I can't think of anything. I'm speechless.
Well, I've had a good run, and I've thoroughly enjoyed all this time with you. I really have.
From the first moment we sat at lunch. And I ask your wife. I ask about your wife. We won't talk about that, but it's like Kevin's like, well, that's interesting, but I like her. I mean, I think coming from radio, both of us, when you have a radio partner that you just, you click, you meld or whatever. And I think we knew that from the beginning. And yes, it's been a great 7 years. No doubt.
100%. Yeah, I really, and we've talked about this. I really feel if you and I had met in radio, we could have done a morning show big time together.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we had our podcast. It's a good run. I have great memories, Bobbi, and I'll miss doing this with you, I'm sure. But I'm also probably going to enjoy the time that I'll have back.
Absolutely. So, what are you going to do with your time?
Well, yeah, it's like work. It's like I've got 2 really good auditions I got to do as soon as we get out of here. Then I got to do some demo work and just various things. So, yeah. Cool. This is it.
Well, cheers, buddy.
Cheers to you. And we'll be talking. And thank you, listeners, so much. Thank you. We can't thank you enough.
We were up in 26, really?
Yes. And that's it. Our final Making Waves VO podcast, presented proudly by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
Your voice quivered a little bit. Are you crying over there?
Maybe. You never know.
We know VO.